target, whether they're gay or whatever they might be.
Well, the reason that's so funny is because nobody else will do it.
Yeah.
And the fact is, it happens.
And then to start bringing all this crap about suicide, I mean, that is just so ridiculous. It's embarrassing, okay? The fact that anybody stands up to be counted. I mean, here's the article again. John Travolta's getting married now. Isn't that a joke? Actress Kelly Preston and John Travolta just happened to be getting married after this outing organization popped his name out as being gay. Funny coincidence, isn't it?
Wow.
That's what I call a ballsy move, John.
They're going to sleep in separate houses, though.
Separate countries, probably.
Yeah. I met him down at Mayfair one day. He was just like walking around.
But see, I shouldn't say that because then the organization up there in Fort Lauderdale, what they ought to be doing is going out there worrying about all the gay bashers in Fort Lauderdale, okay, including the police. That's what they ought to be doing. Instead of worrying about some jackass on the radio who's got a sense of humor.
They're experimenting with new gentle blue uniforms. Did you see that in the paper the other day?
Mm-hmm.
The
brown
around
shirts and white cars.
Wow.
The brown shirts are cleaning up their act, we think.
Goose stepping a little bit lower.
Yeah. What a game.
And I knew it. The people I was sitting next to, they said, oh, we're in trouble. We've lost this one. No, we can come back. We did before. It was like the Jets. We did it then. We could do it now. I was rooting. I was singing.
And you understand that Henry Barrow is the magic ingredient that put us over the top.
Why did they not let him? We talked about this like all day Friday. Why?
And now they have begged him. They said, well, we need you in Buffalo. It's going to be a tough game. We want you to come next week. It's going to be cold.
Well, sure. Who's got the warming sauce?
We'll bundle you up. We'll give you an extra bottle. And he said,
no, I can't. I really can't.
See, Larry Zonka threatened me one time. And that's why I wanted to know if that was with...
No, I can't. I really can't.
Henry, come on.
Seriously.
Win one for the Jipper, Henry. Come on, just for a couple hours.
No, I can't. I really can't.
All right. Screw you, Henry. Go have a drink.
It's going to be a tough weekend.
Hey, listen, I said this was going to be a tough game, and it was.
And
it was brutal.
But we both agreed, I saw you before the game, that it was going to be a good game.
If you'd have seen me after the game, you wouldn't have believed it.
I know, but it was going to be a good game. And it was a great game. Maybe the greatest game that I've ever been to. And it was like that Jets game. We came back, we come back. Dan knows, he wants to give these people their money's worth. They paid a lot to get in.
Yeah, sure.
They complain about the ticket prices. Let me just kind of lay back for a little while, give them their money's worth, and then I'll win this one.
Just try to control yourself.
I didn't hear you mention today, did you notice that nobody left the stadium until all the Dolphins were off the field?
Not true.
I mean nobody figuratively. The stadium was 9/10 capacity until all the Dolphins were
No,
off
it was 9/10 capacity when it started.
Well, exactly, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They stayed there. They thought it was going to be the last home game. They applauded them. They cheered.
It was phenomenal. It was great.
It was. And you can't get that from TV.
No.
Not at all.
And the fact that there were empty seats, that's the only negative you could find out of the entire affair is the fact that there were 5,000-6,000 empty seats. It's inexcusable. And I'll guarantee you there were people afterward kicking themselves that they didn't go.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't.
Like I said, I guarantee you there were people who should have been kicking themselves. Or kicked by somebody else.
You know what? People who haven't been to a football game in a long time don't realize that you don't get from TV. TV, they have such tight shots on everybody, and all you see in the field of view is the players. When you're in the field, you can see all the possibilities, where they can go. The one guy that's down there that they don't get to until the players are already down around the guy. You know what I mean? The openings, the closings, and all of that. And you can sit there and root for something that's about to happen, but you'll never see that on TV. What the hell am I saying?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think Marlon Brando wears a dress. Davey.
Hey, guys, listen. Neil, congratulations on the Camilla's house.
Thank you.
Second thing, some information. You got a buttload boy on there, I hear. And also, information for one of your previous listeners.
Beg your pardon?
Hello, Rick. There's a tape shop and record shop on Sunrise Boulevard, west of 441, called Sir Arthur's Oldies.
Yeah.
He has a copy of the Crepitation Contest.
Really?
And if he
what do you mean he has
it,
a copy of it? You know how long that'll last?
Well, here's the situation. He'll make you one. You buy the tape and give it to him. I will also do the same for any of your customers that want an original. Second thing is the cute story about guards. Did you know there were two little gay guys standing up on top of the dog?
Have a nice life, sir. 118 at WIOD. We have an open line in Broward, 524. I think he saw that movie, The Fan, with Lauren Bacall too many times.
That was him. That was that Pete guy.
Yeah. And one understand. See, I'm willing to discuss, to debate, but when somebody calls me and starts threatening and telling me what I can say and what I can't say, and if you don't, what he's saying, if you don't bend and yield to what pressure, we're going to come after you with the come after what? Come after what? Because I have a sense of humor?
They're going to beat you up.
Yeah, right. Good luck to them. I hope they wear a pair of pants anyway. Jeez.
Exactly.
I mean,
right.
Really, some people are so stupid. Any of these militant, I don't care what it is, militant women's groups,
exactly.
Whatever the organization, it's enough to make you barf. One thing to stand up for your rights and to try to demand what society owes you, a fair shake in life, okay? And a fair chance to live your life and earn a living and what have you. But to start trying to throw your weight around because, well, it's just a bunch of crap. It's a pile of garbage, all right? Why don't you come after some of the other gutless people who are cowering in the closet who want to stand up and be counted? What about them, Charlie? 119 at WIOD.
What a great game, huh?
We'll be right back.
If you weren't in a box where you could see it on TV or anything?
No.
Okay. On television, on a few of those carries, that ball was just hanging out there, and my heart was in my throat. I'm like, I know he's going to fumble it, but sure enough, he didn't. He really had a great game.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about this weekend, but
well, listen,
I think they got a shot.
Let me say this to you, okay? Because this is my feeling when I left on Saturday. No matter what happens from here on in, it's been a phenomenal season. And that's not a disclaimer, because, I mean, Buffalo's going to be tough. They beat us like crazy a couple of weeks ago.
No, they've gone further than anyone thought.
But the fact is that game on Saturday was like, 12-4 would have been nice, but if we would have lost to Kansas City, there would have been a lot of detractors. But pulling that game out and doing it the way we did it.
Fantastic.
I mean, this has been a phenomenal season.
There is one negative, though, Neil.
What's that?
They didn't cover the spread.
See ya.
Talk to you later.
See, there's a Hank Goldberg, man. And I knew that. I also thought that, too. People will be saying, well, they didn't cover the spread. Pathetic.
Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. A fool and his money are soon parted, as you guys found out on Friday.
Yeah, thanks a lot. How'd you end up doing it? Or did you leave right after that?
We have two open lines. I don't discuss that. Two open lines in Dade at 751. I stayed for 7 races.
You would if you did well.
I stayed for 7 races,
yeah.
And I had a couple of seconds. I never had a winner, and it's just tough. It's brutal.
Right.
751 WIOD in Dade and 1 in Broward, 524. The book will be out tomorrow morning, by the way, at 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Numbers will be out. I think we're all going to slip a little bit thanks to that November. Everything is up in the air based on December. If our folks came through and listened a lot in December, we're doing great. I do love those spots, though, much like our they are the same as the billboards, only animated at Joe Robbie Stadium, where we see WIOD, and then you see news, weather, and traffic. Check marks. And I think it's just amazing that this radio station, which is
like one of those Disney
almost
channels,
entirely oriented based on personality radio from Manuri in the morning through me in midday and you guys in the afternoon and even the sports personalities and Hank, entirely based on those factors and on the Dolphins and Hurricanes, which have nothing to do with the other three. News, weather, and traffic is the best we can do to promote this radio station and the people who slave their fat asses off to try to bring an audience over here. I think somebody in our news department ought to fess up and admit that isn't the case.
No, I can't. I really can't.
Well, maybe you can. Maybe Chuck Meyer's honest enough of a guy to do it, okay? Because he's not part of the old guard here. What did I say, guard? Oh. Wait a minute, isn't that the name of that outfit? Because they're going to come after me with a vengeance. I like places where they have a P.O. box number. That's always a sign of courage. Anyway, we have 2 open lines a day.
Is there 7 P.O.'d box number?
P.O.'d box, yeah. They're pretty P.O.'d. I don't want to skirt the issue. But, like I said, we have 2 open lines a day. It's 751 Butch. 751 WIOD. Can we hire somebody real Butch to be on to kind of counter this whole thing? Or is she driving the truck? Let's go to Boca.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? I'm a first-time caller.
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of in between a rock and a soft place. Yeah.
I'm calling. I love your show. You got a great show, and I read in the Miami Herald something that I thought was pretty unbelievable. They had a phone poll, and it turned out that about 5 out of 6 people that they polled approved, not only just didn't have any opinion on, but approved of the Miami Hurricanes' behavior in the Cotton Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Well, what does that tell you? That's this town.
That is just
pathetic. This town. Mm-hmm.
That's just pathetic.
Well, I'm not going to argue about it anymore. I mean, you should see the letter I just threw in a wastebasket from a lady, no less.
Really?
A hateful, rotten, nasty letter. And then that article by the team chaplain that was in the Sun Centennial yesterday.
Oh, yeah,
about
I read
how
that
it's
one, too.
a racial thing and we don't understand. I mean, I have never heard so many rationalizations. It's a pile of crap, and that's all there is to it.
When they blame it on the racial thing, that just drives me nuts. Because if anyone acted that way, it's
right.
Not what
no matter what
it's about.
Right. But this town, we can make anything. If it like snowed in the middle of January, we'd say it had something to do with a Puerto Rican, Cuban, Anglo-black, ethnic Jewish thing.
And about Dennis Erickson, I just couldn't believe that he said he was embarrassed because the coach has the ultimate control of that.
Well, in other words, he's admitting there was a certain group that he had no control over.
Well, I mean, did you see the Sugar Bowl last year?
But listen, I don't want to continue this. It's like beating not only a dead horse, but one that's in a bottle of glue. I mean, it's that far out of the barn already. It's hopeless.
All right,
you're never going to change these people's minds. Don't confuse them with the truth.
All right. One more thing I wanted to ask Bill. It's a little late now, but have you ever seen a movie called The Cook, the Thief, His Wife, and Her Lover?
Did you ever see that, Bill?
No.
No, it's kind of like an artsy film. It's a British film that was it's really, really weird, but it's very well done. It's a very entertaining.
Well, it ought to go over pretty big here then, if it's pretty weird.
All right,
have a great day.
All right.
Okay, nice seeing you, by the way, Bill. 129.
You know what else I liked at the game?
What?
You know what else I liked at the game? Those banners. I think there were more banner planes than I'd ever seen.
Yeah, it was just great. The whole experience was great.
But I got to tell you, so they're flying around, have a great time here, come to this club, and come to this club, and they're 10 of them in a row, and then following around a little chase plane, boycott Miami. Did you see that banner?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Didn't you? That's great.
Boycott Miami.
All these huge banners going around. Come to Shooters and come down here, and we've got this for you. And then little chase plane, boycott Miami. Flying around and around. You didn't see that?
No.
Oh, man.
And I thought I read all of them. I was reading most of them. Like
First thing I did when I got out, I went out and I boycotted Miami.
Yeah. Well, when I leave here, I'm going to boycott it. I'm going to Plantation Acres.
Right on.
Put on my dress and pink slippers. You know, really, when you stop and think about it, that letter is so stupid that it's embarrassing. Yeah. It really is.
Bodily harm they're threatening you with.
You can understand when ultra-right-wing fascist nutballs write letters like that, but when somebody who's supposed to be representing an organization defending minorities writes a hateful letter like that, you know there's something missing somewhere. Like common sense and a sense of humor.
I was wondering what that was going to be.
1:30 at WIOD, and we'll be right back. I just saw Marvin walk down the hall. Doesn't he know yet? Who's going to break the news to Marvin?
No, I can't. I really can't.
Come on, Henry. You've been around here a long time. You can sit him on your knee and tell him what it's all about. Anyway, Patrick Murray wants 35, and let's go to Delray Beach.
Hi, Neil.
Hi.
First-time caller, and I'm a nervous Nellie right now.
Okay.
It's regarding that guard letter. Al Rantel said almost verbatim what was read in that letter on his show on Friday between 12... He milked it for about an hour and a half.
What do you mean he said verbatim?
Almost verbatim. Someone called and asked him, if WFTL or whatever the station that he's on, if they're so free and open, was he going to address his sexuality? And he said, well, I don't feel the need to, but there are certain hosts like Neil who wanted to come out with that. And he always refers to me in the female gender.
First of all, let me say this to you. When I was at WNWS, Al Rantel and I went to a sponsor that's no longer there called the Palace Restaurant on Sunrise Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale. Just a minute. And I made a joke out of it, and from that day on I used to call him Alice at the Palace, all right?
Right.
So anybody can assume they take that any way they want. That was the joke then. That is the joke now. And if he can't handle it or anybody else can, that's their problem, okay?
And
I have been called Nellie. I've been called Nancy. Doesn't bother me. They can call me anything I want. I'm a big boy. Doesn't bother me, okay?
They were milking it as much as possible.
Yeah.
Steve Kane was, in the room with them. And I'm surprised no one else has called to report this to you.
Well, basically, because probably, number one, most people aren't listening to it, and number two, most people can't hear it.
Right,
so it's not...
it was the only day I tuned in to see what Al was up to. And he just went on and on that Neil must be uncomfortable with his sexuality.
Not in the least bit. Not in the least bit. I have no problem with it at all, which is why I've been open and out of the closet for now, 14 years, as of December of 1977? Almost 14 years.
I know.
So I don't have any problem with it.
I've been listening to you.
And I have a
79.
sense of humor about that and about everything else in life because, life is basically a joke.
But
so if you can't laugh at it, you got a problem.
They were trying to play mini psychologists here.
Oh, I'm sure they were.
And saying that, well, there must be some problem. And Al said, well, maybe because he came to terms with his sexuality late in life. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And then Steve... cajoled him.
Well, it's amazing to me that we got a bunch of people over there who are busy, and of course that's Steve's specialty, is trying to psychoanalyze everybody else, but in the meantime, on the other hand, telling everybody he's been in analysis all of his adult life.
Right.
So, it's like the pot calling the kettle beige, it sounds like to me.
Right, exactly.
But what is, I don't understand what that has to do with this letter.
Well, because Al kept going on about, the way you would call people in the female gender.
Well, see, the name of the organization is Gays United to Attack Repression and Discrimination. And quite frankly, when somebody in my position comes out of the closet and stands up to be counted and speaks out against discrimination and repression, it seems to me that this is like an oxymoron, okay?
Right. Well, he was just saying that it seems like you on one hand that... you came out of the closet, but on the other hand, you put down, like you're putting down yourself.
Not in the least bit.
And
it's just a joke. And of course, you'd expect it coming from him and some of the other people over there because they have no sense of humor.
And then Steve made him tell some story about the Blue Lagoon and Christopher Atkins.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
No, I sure don't. What about it?
Al told this story about how you would freeze frame this shot of Chris coming down a waterfall and...
First, let me say this to you, okay? Wait, let me say this to you. I joked about that on the air, okay?
Uh-huh.
Al Rantel has never in his life been in my home. I was in his home maybe once or twice when he lived in Rock Creek, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Al and I don't socialize. I haven't seen him in years. And yet the attempt to go on the air and say, hey, listen, I'll be honest with you. If that's what they want to start, because they've got a number of closet people on the air over there on that station, a number of them. And if they all want to start playing that kind of game, I'll be delighted, okay? I have no problem with that.
It just makes me wonder that, they were trying to say that you aren't comfortable with your sexuality.
Well, take it right from the horse's mouth. I'm as comfortable as anybody could be, okay?
And I know you're not putting down gay people. Yeah. It's all in fun.
Well, let me put it to you this way. Consider the source.
Exactly.
Have a great day.
You too.
140 at WYOD. Although I will say that after you watch that scene for about 45 seconds, you realize it's no big deal. I mean, you talk about the pot calling the kettle pink, okay? You want to compare our libraries of movies, Al? I'll bring in every videotape that I have at home and read the titles or read what is written on the box, because a lot of them are like Cub games and horse racing. I'll read them all on the air, and you do the same, okay? Unbelievable. Talk about desperate, flailing out for attention. Butch up, will you, Johnny? Or I'll sick those guys on you, so to speak. Man. Hollywood.
Neil, how you doing?
I don't know.
This is Adam from Miramar.
Yeah, Adam.
Keep me hanging on forever. I'm calling long distance on the day line.
Well, how the hell am I supposed to know that? Am I psychic?
Well, I told Marvin.
Well, Marvin is not. Marvin's busy getting fired, we hope. I'm just kidding.
Well, listen, Neil, I called you because I'm in a real...
Did
they tell him yet?
No, I can't.
Dilemma.
I really can't.
Check this out, Neil. I went to jail the other week for trying to get a fake ID.
Yeah.
And spent the night in jail, and I came out, and it turns out that they dropped the charges, and they're going to charge me with a misdemeanor. My license got suspended for a year.
Yeah.
And with the misdemeanor, I don't know if they're still suspended or not, and I've been calling Tallahassee. I've been calling all of the driver's license bureau, the courthouse, and nobody knows.
Yeah.
You don't have any knowledge in that area, do you?
What? Do I know if your license has been suspended?
Well, you know, you're just a knowledgeable type of a guy.
Yeah, your license is suspended. Stay home. Do you believe that? I think these people are doing mushrooms. I really do. I think Cosford got him first. Did you hear his list? Gremlins Part 2 and Dick Tracy. He's I don't know. He's just a silly guy. Fort Lauderdale.
Hi, God. Hello, Neil. How are you?
Okay.
Yeah, good. Tell Al Rantel not to worry about anything. He's an asshole anyway. But anyway, in reference to Guard here, they need to mind their own business and worry about things like Miramar and stuff like that, not bother with you. You've been doing things like that forever. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, you're here. Good.
Worry about things like Miramar.
Yeah, with that Norman Is That You and that playing like that mayor.
Oh, yeah, right.
And all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing you were talking about earlier, one is TWN and two is Cliff O'Neill up in Washington,
right,
D.C.
Weekly News, and this guy used to write for the Weekly News, and one of the silliest people I've ever encountered in my life, and used to hate me like poison, and one of the main reasons is because I like Howard Stern. In other words, again, these militant people, no matter what group it happens to be, unless you adhere to their whole agenda of who you're supposed to hate and what you're supposed to think, I'm not an automaton. I think for myself, okay? And nobody tells me what to think or what to say.
Hey, Neil, you've been doing your shtick for years, you know, so why does they have to worry about it now? You know, it's a bunch of crap anyway.
Yeah.
And one more thing, as far as the Kansas City Chiefs...
And by the way, let me also say this to Mr. Whatever his name was... what's his name on the letter?
Picky,
whatever it was.
Yeah,
when we were under tremendous duress and attack here by certain homophobic elements in the community, I don't recall him coming to our assistance. Maybe I have a bad memory, but it just somehow slips my mind.
It slips his mind too, probably. You know, him and Alan Turl are all both in the same boat there. If you ever heard of Alan Turl, he's another lawyer that tries to do all these things, suppress people. But he's a good gay rights activist too for our community. You never know. And just one more thing here concerning the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
I gave Darren Cherry and Barry Ward a ride in my cab the other night, and I doubt they're listening because they're probably gone back home. But I
would sure think so, yeah.
Yeah, I told them so. Maybe they can get it long distance back in Kansas City where they belong.
Okay.
Anyway, have a good day, Neil. Thanks
and the same to you. 144 at WIOD. We have an open line in Dade, one in Broward. Let's go to a mobile in Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah.
You, as far as I'm concerned, and this is only my opinion, you just hit it right on the head when you said that all these groups, I'm talking NRA, anyone who feels like there's some kind of a political action group, if you don't believe in 100% of their agenda, you're on their you-know-what list.
Exactly.
And these people, first of all, this is only my opinion, like I said, you personally are for human rights. Now, human rights, I don't care if you're homosexual, I don't care if you're the Elephant Man, everyone has their human rights. Now, I'm not big on affirmative action groups or the American Civil Liberties Union, but everyone has human rights, and these people have to understand that whether you're homosexual or not, and I don't feel like I'm a homophobic, but you've got certain rights. You don't have more rights than anybody else, and for you to voice your opinion on the air is your opinion, and that's the way it is. And if these people don't like it, change the channel.
Yeah.
You know, but I just feel like you really hit it on the head with that last call.
Well, I'm sick and tired of and this community seems to specialize in all of these different individuals and groups who think they have some God-given right that they're going to tell you what to say, when to say it, what you can think, what you can write, what you can read, what you can watch. It's a pile of crap.
They're the Jerry Falwells of the world.
And worse.
Now, did you get that letter like at 1 o'clock, or did you have it before you
Well, no, I just
started
opening up the mail.
Oh, because I was going to say, I can't believe that you had that letter for a few days and sat on it without exploding. But,
well, I didn't sit on it.
Well.
Although I might sit on it a little later when I put my skirt on, but I didn't sit on it.
Anyway.
But I mean, the lunacy of somebody trying to connect teenagers committing suicide because they're gay with the jokes that I make on the air, I mean, that's just really reaching just a little bit.
No, we all know it's your fault, of course.
Yeah, of course. Just like the people who may drown in the wherever they are because somebody's listening to the show on a boat. Right.
Your fault.
Have a great life, pal.
Thank you.
146 at WIOD in our hysterical South Florida community where it's never. I thought today, man, the day after that victory on Saturday, I thought this was going to be one of the greatest days in the history of the human race. I came into this godforsaken radio station, and within 30 seconds, I wanted to blow my brains out. And then Cosford came in here. We had a good time with Bill, but he also seemed like he was on the wild side today, like he was on the moon man. And then I started opening up the mail. But the good news is up for Camilla's house now, 107,000. We got another couple of barriers crossed today. $107,141, and that's not cheesecake, okay? We'll be right back.
Salespeople are assholes.
149 at WIOD, a mobile in Miami.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Okay.
I was thinking about your letter. You know what it is? It's jealousy. You have in Wayne Arnold's, which I just came from about a half hour ago, 8 pictures of yourself up on the walls, and how many does he have? None. It's gotta hurt, you know what I'm saying?
Who is that?
The guy that sent you the letter from Guard.
Oh, Charlie Peak?
Charlie Peak. He doesn't even, his name isn't even written on the outside by the bathroom.
Yeah, that's true.
And you have 8 pictures.
Well, maybe we could change that.
Yeah, you know, we could. Like maybe every one of your listeners go into one restroom, you know,
let's not and say we did, okay?
Okay, that way you won't get in trouble, but we know that you want us to do it.
No, we don't.
I can't get you in a little bit of trouble here?
No.
No? Well, I tried.
Have a great life, sir. 150 at WIOD, Miami. Hello.
Yeah, Neil, this is Sammy. You guys didn't bash me this week.
Okay, Sammy. Have a nice life, baby. West Palm Beach.
Hey, Neil. It's Alan Paul from West Palm Beach.
Who?
Alan. I've talked to you a couple times.
Yeah, Alan.
Hey, who's that TV critic, or the movie critic from the Herald today? That was a pretty wild choice. Top 10 movie. It was a very unusual selection. Hey, I wanted to give you a call. I'm sending you some mail today.
How come you're like whispering, Alan? Is there some special reason?
No.
Are they monitoring your phone?
Here, let me see if the phone's picked up a little bit. Does that sound any better?
No.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm sending you...
What is it? Market's down 30.5 points. What is it, Alan?
I'm sending you 2 pieces of mail on The Godfather.
Okay.
One is an article regarding in Italy, they want to open up the case regarding 1978 when the Pope was killed after 33 days in office.
Right.
Said all the interest is renewed based on the new Godfather 3 movie.
Good.
Thought that was interesting.
Well, maybe that'll get an extra half a star from Cosford.
That's right. And the second thing is I'm sending you a magazine, Entertainment Weekly. I don't know if you get that. It's a Hollywood-type magazine. 6-page story on Al Pacino and The Godfather 3.
Great.
Thought you might like that.
Thanks, Alan.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
151 West. We just did West Palm Beach. Hollywood.
Yeah. I want to congratulate you on the total on Camilla's house.
Thank you.
And I'm proud to say I'm part of that total. But I wanted to say something about the game this weekend. Good game, but that referee should have kept the flag in his pocket. Come on, that wasn't holding.
Let's go to Miramar. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
Don't let those guys get you. You're doing them a favor, even talking about the damn letter. Let them go to hell. Don't give them any publicity.
No, I'm not giving them any publicity, but I think that when people try to intimidate people, I think that they should be exposed for what they're trying to do. Because a lot of these groups run around trying to pass themselves off as being great guardians of minorities and guardians of people's rights, and all they're really trying to do is take away people's rights.
Well, yeah, that's true, but you're giving them...
They don't like my sense of humor. It's too bad, okay?
Yeah, forget them. Listen, the rugby players had a bumper sticker that was really neat, and now I think it applies to the Miami Dolphins. It said that rugby players have leather balls, and I've got more respect for the Miami Dolphins than I've had in many, many, many years. I'm going to go get my season tickets like you did.
Good for you.
Because they just demonstrated they don't care about dirtying their uniforms, their contracts, whatever out there. They're out there banging heads, and it's a pleasure to hear them and see them and whatever.
And the fact that there is ever an empty seat in that stadium is really it's a commentary on this community. It sure as hell isn't a comment on that team or on the coach.
Hey, one other thing. When you're not on the air or whatever, Art Riley over at QAM I listen to once in a while. He's going to play a song for you tomorrow morning about 7. Pretty Little Angel Eyes. He says that's your favorite song.
Yeah, but I like listening to it when I can hear it, and it's on AM and it's like this. I get a little nervous. But tell him I appreciate the sentiment.
Have a good life.
Okay. 153 at WIOD. Boys, strange assortment this hour. Let's go to Kendall.
Yeah, hi, my name's Ty. I'm a first-time caller.
Hi, Ty.
How are you? I've got working on a new alignment here for the Dolphins. Maybe we can get a sellout. Maybe you can give me some points here. I've worked on a line here, and this is neat. I got Dwight Lauderdale in at fullback, Tom Randall at halfback, Campbell Marshall at wideout.
Let's go to a mobile in West Palm Beach.
Hi, Neil. You're talking so much sports, you're going to make Glenn Hill angry.
Uh-huh.
Please, don't talk so much sports.
Okay, butch up, will you, sir? Davey.
Hi, Neil.
Yes.
I was at that game on Saturday.
Well, I'll tell you, the response we're getting about it this hour on a scale of 0, but I guess to be expected in this town.
I know. I just couldn't contain myself. I had to call you. I know we're going to whip Buffalo.
After that incredible win, all these calls we got after the Hurricanes' embarrassment, all these people arguing and denying and screaming about it, we could have gone on with a marathon and had 3 days solid without an empty line. And here we have this incredible victory and just an unbelievable experience on Saturday. And I'm listening to a mishmash of puke on the phone.
Okay, we're going to the Super Bowl.
Well, I don't know if we are. I don't know if we are or not, but regardless of what happens from here on in, they are just incredible.
It's incredible. Thank you, honey.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
They deserve a lot better than this town, I'll tell you that. In fact, I think there are more people than just the Dolphins who deserve better, but that's just my own opinion. 155 at WIOD. What is that mobile? Is that a new one? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Okay, one word. That was another good cellular phone. One word, you notice, and it just blasted off the face of the map. Get a new phone, pal, will you? Butch up. Boca. Okay. Davey.
Good afternoon, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? I don't suppose you caught the Roseanne Barr special on HBO?
No, I somehow managed to miss that.
Oh, boy. It was unbelievable. It was so bad. It should have been called the Tom Arnold special because he was on more times than she was.
Yeah.
Every 20 minutes he'd come out.
Well, why were you watching it?
Well, I just had to see how bad it was. I wanted to see the phone-in, I guess the across the U.S. phone-in to say how nice she was.
Yeah.
Not one negative call. It was pretty bad. I tried to do my bit, but I guess they were screening.
Couldn't have been screened, could it?
I don't think so. It was funny that the president, the Salt Lake City chapter of a fan club called in. I don't suppose how they got through. It was pretty weird. Anyway, I'd like to say great show, and thanks for the Camilla test.
Okay. Wow, this hour. Where's Cosford when we need him, huh? Or is he responsible for this? Thanks a lot, Bill. Mobile. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Mobile on the Sawgrass.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Good question.
This is my first call. I've been listening to you for years and years, even when I moved out of town. I'm a Redskin fan, and I've been a season ticket holder up there. And last year I moved back down here and got my Dolphins tickets. So I believe you. I like to watch football live. There's something about it. One of the problems with Joe Robbie when I first got there is it seemed like they couldn't get the stadium to rock. At RFK they got these temporary bleachers and it gets loud. And now it seems like people are banging on the seats in front of them, and it's really starting to rock. And it was a great game this week.
Yeah, they finally woke up.
Yes.
Somebody finally gave them the wake-up call.
I'm glad. And by the way, I love your show. I laugh every day when I'm driving around, and it's good talking to you.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. Bye.
Well, we had one or two real people this hour, not too many. 157 at WIOD. You got Miami on there, but that line ain't even lit. Hollywood.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Okay.
I'm a first-time caller. I've been listening to your show for a couple of months now. I'm from New York, and I got to say you're 10 times better than Howard Stern, number one.
Well, I want 10 times his paycheck. How's that?
Oh, okay, I can understand
I'll
that.
just take 1 times his paycheck.
1 time, huh? Let me ask you something. You've seen The Godfather Part 3, obviously, right?
Twice.
All right, twice. Now, I've seen it opening when it opened Christmas, and I think the ending of the movie, the very end, was one of the most ridiculous endings I've ever seen. Do you agree with that?
No. Why is that?
Because, his daughter gets, at the opera. I don't want to give the movie away.
Yeah.
But at the very end, I mean, he's just sitting, I guess it's in Corleone, Sicily.
Yeah, years later.
Yeah, I mean, years later. He looks like he's 90 years old.
Yeah.
And he just keels over. I mean, and that's how they ended the movie. That just does not make any sense. Do you think there's going to be a part 4?
Oh, yeah. I sure hope so, with Andy Garcia as Godfather.
Well, I know he took over the family and everything, but they just had Michael Corleone left.
Well, he's gone. He's out of it now. Now we got somebody who's still alive, and maybe Michael can be the South Florida Godfather, like for Century Village.
For Century Village.
Right,
okay, Neil. Thanks.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
In other words, he may be dead, but like a lot of the people in South Florida who also have been dead for 10, 15, 20 years, he can be the head of their family. Anyway, have a great day, and God only knows you need to dry out, a lot of you. It's just been unbelievable today. We got Rick and Pud coming along after the news at 2. This evening, we have what ought to be a massive celebration on Sports Talk at 6:05. Get over there tonight at Boodles. Mr. Weaver will be there. Mr. Zagacki. Mark Dennis of the Dolphins will be there. It should be incredible. And Hank Goldberg coming up. Do we know who Hank's guest is going to be? Do we know anything today? Boy, you would have think that yesterday was New Year's Day or something, wouldn't you? Talk about it. I hate to break the news to all the folks around here around Radio Land. The holidays are over. I know it's difficult to face. It's been exciting. It's been great, but time to face the cruel, harsh world again. Come back to work. Get your act together. Is this a little slow or something? Would you agree this is a little bit? I think by like the 15th of July, these people are finally going to wait. Hey, it's 1991. Maybe we better get back in the office and get to work, right? Have a great life. The book comes out tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 here on 610 WIO Dead.
Standing in the front row, hitching up a short skirt, scratching in a dark hair, painting on a false eye, staring at the tall guy, looking like she's so cool, looking like a right bitch. Tutti Frutti Alice, standing in the front row, waiting till the crowd leaves, hoping that the group sees, lining up a big J, making like it's her way. What do you think that she's got? Tutti Frutti Alice. Oh! What do you think that she's got? Tutti Frutti LA. Fruity LA. Oh! Tutti Frutti Alice, a wild reputation, a legend in a lifetime, made it with a one night, likes a bit of playboy, ready any day, baby. Rooney gonna fetch her, out the front I bet ya. Tutti Frutti Alice, puts her hand in your pants, fingers like a spy, and assumption you'd be right. Front seat of a transit, rape her like a bandit. What do you think that she's got? Tutti Frutti Alice.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold the music. WIOD.
Yeah, how you doing, Neil?
Okay.
You have a drum roll.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Okay, Alice just made the announcement. Sounded reluctant to me, but he did say, what do you want me to admit? Do you want me to tell you that I'm gay? Okay, I'm gay. Do you feel better now?
Woo!
And that it just happened like 5 minutes ago.
Now, wait a minute. Was this like kind of on a spur of the moment?
The spur of the moment. You got it.
Wow. In other words, it wasn't contrived. Are you sure of that?
Positive.
You're positive now.
It was, he was having an argument with a caller.
Yeah.
And he said to the caller, well, maybe you'll just feel better if I tell you that I'm gay. Would that make you feel better?
Yeah.
And the caller said, yes. Okay.
Well, I bet you Steve is beaming from ear to ear now.
Steve, as soon as he made the announcement, Steve is now on with him.
Oh.
Steve is in the studio.
Oh, man, what an emotional moment, ladies and gentlemen. Pardon me, there's not a dry eye in the house. Oh, my
it's a red
God.
letter day in Broward.
Better late than never is what I would say about that. Wow.
All right, Neil.
Incredible. Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome.
Wow.
Spend the night with the stars.
Man.
You don't know what you find when you wake up. Or when you see you when you look in the mirror. Or when your legs shake, your eyes start to quiver. Has it done you any good? Tutti Frutti Alice, man, she must be crazy. Drop her on the M1, see her at the blue ball. Inching on the lorry, Hatfield in the north. Talking to a stranger, didn't see the danger. Tutti Frutti Alice, found her on a bomb site. Strangled with her untied, must have been a stranger. Didn't see the danger, what a way to go.
Boy, I'm speechless, aren't you? Man, I don't know whether to scream or eat a plantain. Miami Beach.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
You with me, Neil?
I'm with you.
Well, I want to tell you, I just presented that last woman from Homestead. I first of all, I'm on vacation down here for my 33rd year. And of course, I'm from the Coal City.
Yeah.
Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
All right. That last woman they called from Homestead, don't call her.
Send her back to Cheektowaga, sir.
Pardon?
Send her to Cheektowaga.
Well, that's where I'm from.
Send her to North Tonawanda.
I'm from Cheektowaga.
Send her to Lackawanna.
Yeah.
Send her to Depew in Jamestown.
Hey, baby.
Okay?
Neil, I want to tell you, you got a great show.
Amen.
I'm across the bay from you.
Okay, well,
Were
we're going
you from that area at one time, Neil?
What?
Were you from that area?
From Rochester, sir, a real city with class and culture.
I'll go along with that. I'll go along
sir.
with that. I'm from really Depew, New York.
Okay, well, we can
But Neil,
tell.
you got a great show.
Thank you,
I don't
pal.
know about the bashing. I don't listen to other. I only listen. But I'll tell you something. That woman up there that said that people are stupid, they don't have to buy tickets to the game. You want a ticket to the game in Miami? It costs you $200. Just talked about an hour ago the Buffalo to our
Yep. Sir, I got to go. It's been lovely. It's been charming. Have a wonderful life, and we hope to kick your ass, but we'll see what happens.
You got 5 things that says they'll be
Okay, see you, sir. He's kind of fading off, drifting off over the Peace Bridge right into Fort Erie. Look out, pal, for those Canadians. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay tuned for the guys.
47 at 610 WIOD. Let's get back to the phones in Boynton Beach.
Hey, Buttocks.
Hey, Anya.
Okay. In case you still care, that Stones album was Undercover.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Also, I just wanted to make everybody...
With a not very attractive woman on the front.
Well, you can't tell. Everything's covered up. Ha, ha, ha.
Well, in Iran.
All right.
And Saudi Arabia.
All right. I just wanted to make everybody feel better.
Okay.
It's been tingly on everybody's mind, I guess. But I heard today...
Tingly?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I heard today that Vanilla Ice was nominated for some Grammys. Woo! Ow! How about it?
Slob.
Oh. But don't you think everybody will feel better now?
Oh,
Going to
yeah.
war and stuff?
Well, we roll on pins and needles. There you
Yeah.
go.
Shinehead, too.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's a pretty selective list this year. There was only 8,000 nominees.
Yeah, and they're all very worthy of the awards, too.
Excuse me, 8,000 entrants.
Yeah.
7,999 nominees. Yeah. Oh, I know. Vanilla Ice, my favorite.
Oh, hey.
I think it's his originality.
Oh, definitely. Well, you know, not everybody can take a song and make a song out of a song that was already a song.
While shaving their eyebrows in neat
Well,
little
unless you're
patterns.
MC Hammer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, Suds, you know when you had that Record Weasel guy from SBK on?
Yeah, Mr. Glass.
Yeah. Well, I was just waiting. I was just hoping you would turn to the guy and go, you know, he sold like millions of albums, and he went #1 and all,
Yeah.
but he still sucks. I just wanted
Well,
to
I asked him about that and the MC Hammer deal, you know, and he kind of skated around that a little.
Suds did get his home phone number, and every night he calls him and says, "Stupid slob."
Very good.
Right.
All right, that's it. I just want to tell you that.
All right. Thanks for the call.